Out on the highway.
The goal is to talk while you're talking, right? Is that the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we won't step on each other. We try not to do that. Okay. But it happens sometimes. I have already organized my life.
Welcome, you guys. This is another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. But first, I'm still here, Clive, on your afternoon drive from 3 to 5.
That's
here
right.
with Jimmy, Cream Yo Jeans Jefferson.
Creaming my jeans so you can cream yours.
At the moment, you're hearing Charlie Mason playing the trumpet.
That's right.
No, he can also say that's right while he plays.
He's a ventriloquist trumpet player.
All right, I hope you guys are ready for this episode. Let's get started. What do you think?
Why not?
I got my pencil. You are now listening to...
How would he say it?
If I can change.
And you can change. Everybody can change.
I know English people that aren't supposed to be here, but I don't complain about them.
There's a slight difference between molestation and like vigorous bestiality rape.
It's not molestation.
I had an old buddy of mine that said, if you don't look down, it's not gay.
If you don't look down, it's not gay. Tell you what, you can have sex with the same dude. I mean, girl, you just...
Anybody you want.
Mom, you are a horrible human being. You know what? Why don't you die from breast cancer or something?
No, you take it back.
But in the event
That
of
never
an
gets
emergency,
easier to hear.
the regular exit might not be the quickest or safest way out.
This emergency exit is painted on.
That's right. Now is the time to open your minds. In our search for the unknown, who knows what we will find?
The unknown.
This is Emergency Exit. This is episode 104. Today is March 11th. Oh, it's 3/11 day.
That's right.
That's right. We are broadcasting to you again from our floating tin can.
Far above the world.
Yeah. That's right. I am Los. Follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me, as always, is Jimmy Orange Man Bad Preston. Follow him on Twitter at Jimmy Preston.
At Jimmy Preston. It's most social media, you can find me there. I'm also on Tinder and Bumble.
We've got
I'm
the
not really
hard hat.
not really on there.
Hard hat's over here somewhere. I don't know if he's got his cam going today.
Oh, I forgot. Wait. Give it a second, guys. There I am. Bam. Right there. Right in between you. Hey, how you doing down there?
Right there.
Hey,
He's right here.
Hey. What's up, guys?
Well, we've got a special guest in the audience today. He's not audience.
He's
just
an audience
guest.
participation.
Special.
We brought him from the audience because we have a studio audience, and we were like, oh my gosh, it's Charlie Mason.
Someone that I've been wanting to have on this podcast since I started it.
Hey.
Welcome.
How you doing?
Very well. Thank you for joining us. We love you. I always love you. So today on the podcast, we're going to talk about offensive music, First Amendment rights.
Okay. I'm
Is this all
for-
about the R. Kelly thing?
No.
No.
And we're also going to play a game that you helped
Yes.
inspire.
Yes.
So
I love games.
we're going to play Idiot or Idiom for the Golden Jazz Master. That's right. But first, let's do a Brew World Order.
All right.
It's the Brew World.
This week on the program, we have 9 branded small batch whiskey. We normally do beers, but you know that this is sort of a brew as well. It is not from Austin, Texas, but it says it's from Austin, Texas, but it's whiskey, bourbon.
Well, because
small
bourbon
batch.
has to be, it's distilled in Kentucky, which all bourbon has to be from Kentucky. Actually, more specifically, the bourbon.
I act like I
region
know, but I don't know. What do you
of
know about
Kentucky.
whiskey? This is just as whiskey. Otherwise, they would mention that it's.
Oh, it's not bourbon?
Are you not
No,
drinking?
it's just whiskey.
No.
Yeah.
Are you off? Oh, you're off the wagon.
I'm off on the wagon. Off the
He's
sauce.
on the wagon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well,
It's because while you're on the wagon, you can't be in the bar. So you're like, I got to go. Yeah, it's from like old times. Like, hey, man, are you on the wagon or are you off the wagon? you know, are you gonna stay at the bar, or are you gonna go back to the west? We're gonna go west. You know, we heard about this Oregon Trail and stuff.
I thought it was supposed to be preachers picking up drunks off the side of the road and trying to save them.
Get closer to that microphone. And then,
Okay.
but no, preachers wouldn't do that. They'd not human and adult boys. They'd do that with children, and they called that a carousel. So nine-banded whiskey.
First of all, go ahead and read us the label there in
okay.
your most sultry, sexy voice, as you normally would
off,
do.
off the
Here we
front
go.
cover here.
Yep.
Nine-banded small batch whiskey out of Austin, Texas. This 3-year-old spirits. Let me start over there. 3-year-old spirits.
Here we go.
Okay, all right. Nine-banded small batch whiskey
Just like you remembered.
from Austin, Texas. 3-year-old spirits carefully aged in charged American oak and blended with limestone filtered water from the Texas Hill Country. 90 proof, 45% alcohol by volume.
Please drink responsibly. All right, that was great. One of the best ones you've done.
I think this is the more important
all right.
part.
All right, here we go.
The nine-banded armadillo is the state mammal of Texas, a nocturnal roamer, and a symbol of the independent and creative spirit of our home,
And caught in a sexting crime.
Austin. Yeah.
Sent dick pics to
Name-
his girlfriend,
name is
who
also-
is underage.
Also a nod to the Armadillo World Headquarters, the legendary entertainment venue famous for being the birthplace of Austin's eclectic culture. Give it an applause right there. Because, hey, I got to give it up. A shout out to Armadillo. I mean, it
Well,
was before my time, but
you remember when you used
I've
to
heard
drink?
the stories.
Yeah, I do.
You remember those times?
I do,
I don't normally drink on the show.
roughly.
We're gonna try. We're chugging it down. We're gonna open it up. We got this when we did a Dapper Door Gents gig over the weekend.
We were paid to be Dapper Door Gents. Yes, that was awesome.
What is a Dapper Door Gent?
It's us, Charlie.
What is it?
It's us.
What is it?
Well,
Dressed
basically,
up.
we got
The
paid
public wants to
to
know.
stand at the door for a party on the elite side of Austin.
Terrytown.
Terrytown. Is that
Okay.
what it's called?
Yeah.
Elite town.
Fancy pants.
1% town. 1%.
We were rubbing elbows
That's
with
right.
we were rubbing elbows with the 1%ers. Lots of happenings out there. We had some of the your first oyster.
That wasn't my first one.
Oh, I thought that was your first oyster.
First one in a long time.
First one that tasted
It
good.
was good. It was actually really good.
Sort of amazing.
Delish.
Okay, so
All right, let's go ahead and take a sip here.
Nine-banded
Charlie
whiskey.
fucking
Pass that down.
gets mad
down.
at us. All right, here we go. Oh God.
I always get the shake. Sorry.
You do?
Is this a trigger? I feel bad.
No.
Okay.
That's good. All right.
We're anti-triggers around here.
So, if you were to rate this, Charlie, on a scale of 1 to 5 batch rights, what would you
1 to
rate this?
5. Oh, that's right. Like
That's right.
that's right.
Mhm.
I'd give it a how many out of what?
Just by smelling the smell of it.
Out of how many?
1 to 5.
1 to 5 batch rights.
That's right.
I'd say it's a good 4. That's right. That's right.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Dig it.
And let's see. Do I have that's rights?
Hey, that's right, that's right. He is right. That is right. That's right.
Is there a specific way you're supposed to drink whiskey when you're
like,
tasting it? Like,
all at once and like a man.
well,
would do,
I was gonna take a
start.
shot, but I
But
wanted to have several trips
I think you just
across
can't
the
finish
palate.
it. I saw you shiver when you
that's
took
not-
your first sip.
I shiver
I'm worried.
Ooh. Yeah, well, you let it aerate.
shiver on a lot of
Put
things.
a little bit on your tongue, let it roll around on your tongue,
Yeah,
and
I-
then you suck in a little air.
it's smoky.
Yep.
It's smooth. I'm not getting a harsh hit to my my throat,
Urethra.
and I don't have any bad feelings about the aftertaste. This is a decent whiskey.
Solid whiskey.
Solid whiskey. Yeah, decent is when you're chasing the sponsorship, you don't say decent, I guess. So what I'm saying is I've drank a lot of whiskey in my day, and I'm going to drink a lot more nine-banded whiskey is what I'm
Very
saying.
nice. So, what would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 5?
5.
5, that's
Five,
right.
that's right.
5.
Holy shit.
Is that the
That's
first?
right.
Is that your first fiver?
That's
Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Am I behind? Am I back? How's that possible?
What?
Oh, I'm trying. I'm
Are you trying to hold on to it? Are you going to push away the bottle after this?
I don't know. I thought Charlie was over here.
So, Brendan, let's
Yes.
go through this quickly.
Yeah.
What do you got, buddy?
4.2.
4.2. That's not bad. I'm going to give this a solid 4.7. It's delicious. It's wonderful. Go ahead and throw that bottle away there. That was the Brew World Order.
It's the Brew World Order.
I threw the bottle. Did you see that?
All right, so before we get
No, I'm
into
not seeing any of it.
before we get into playing Idiot or Idiom for the Golden Jazz Master, let's do a little bit of news. What do you think?
Yeah.
And Jimmy.
We coming at you, coming with the light. We got the news, we've got the news. We've got the news, we've got the news.
You want a Topo Chico,
Yeah,
Charlie?
we've got the news with Nick. Hello.
And Jimmy. And Charlie.
That's right.
You want
Yeah,
a
in the,
Topo?
in the fridge.
Yeah, go
Go
for
get
it.
it.
Anyways,
I want to hear the news.
I want to talk about offensive music.
Oh goodness.
Now, I pulled a most offensive rock songs that should be banned, and this comes out of the
what's-
Rock of Austin here.
This is
KLBJ.
from. Is this written by C.J. Morgan?
It is on CJ's blog. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
our own very own
Is it-
CJ Morgan.
Is it satire?
Do you think it is satire?
I don't know. I'm just. Is he writing a real article?
You know what? Now that you talk
Did
about
I
it,
just
that might be
ruin this whole thing?
I think you ruined the whole thing because the first one on here is "Rock You Like a Hurricane."
Okay. What's
Why is that offensive?
Well, no.
The various million death hurricanes
Yeah.
that we've had
This
are
this
dying
one's
by the-
true. Yeah.
by the
Well,
truckload.
but it is there is documented cases of radio stations that have been like hit with bad PR for just having that in their playlist. They're the Rock of Miami. You're listening to 92.5, the Rock of Miami.
traffic, weather, traffic on the fives.
We are in a non-stop rock block. We're
Let's
so sorry.
take it over to Charlie in the helicopter.
Talking about?
Sorry, you don't improv, do you?
Well, no, I completely lost track of what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about hurricanes, and now
Okay.
we're talking about
Well,
rock,
yeah,
rock
we-
station in Miami.
sorry.
Theater
I
of the
missed
mind.
the segue. Yeah.
We just go ahead and off on tangents every
So,
once in a while.
But listen, if a town is devastated, like New Orleans, let's think about
It's
Katrina,
actually pronounced
or Houston,
Nolans.
Nolans, or Houston with the latest
pronounced
one, right?
Houston.
It's
Houston.
Houston.
Hurricane comes through, thousands of people, millions of people displaced. All kinds of captains of industry are making money off of the cleanup, and then they play that song on the radio, and people get upset. And
Okay,
they're-
I you
they're
know
like,
what? I can
"That's tasteless."
understand that, and here's my answer. Let's just not play it in any coastal areas where there's going to be hurricanes.
Well, just don't play it during hurricane season, just in case. Like you can program.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, but hurricanes,
Here it
you
comes.
can whenever a big hurricane happens, somebody makes a joke, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's too soon." I mean, that just happened,
Yeah.
which means that like this one's too soon, but like 2 hurricanes ago, it's now safe to joke about. So Rocky Like a Hurricane's always going to be insensitive because there was always just a hurricane.
do you find it insensitive?
Not in the slightest?
No, 'cause you're a joke man.
Yeah.
You always got a good
I've
joke.
never really suffered
What
through a
if,
hurricane.
what if there was a radio during the hurricane edit where it was like, "Here I am,
Dun it,
rock you like a typhoon."
Yeah,
and then
meanwhile, like thousands of Bangladeshi are just
we don't-
dying in a typhoon, and here we are
Here I am,
Well,
rock
we're
you
we're
like a
still in America.
feeling their
monsoon.
pain.
we're still in America though, so we probably don't know about it
Why wouldn't we? I know about things.
in Bangladesh.
Yeah,
give me a
it's-
break.
It's typhoon season. as
Probably
it happens.
flooding. I know that.
Yeah, you have clearly. You did not read the news today.
What's one of the other songs that?
Okay, here's
that
a
are
good
banned?
one here. Look at Little Sister by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Just Little Sister.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
What is the song about?
it's
I'm-
another song that objectifies women.
84% of old blues and rock and roll songs are about little or young somebody.
She's my little baby.
Yeah,
I'm
she was
her
only
little lover
16.
boy. Yeah, you know what I mean. Actually, we don't know what you mean, Paul.
Yeah.
Now, also, the question is, when he's saying sister, is he referring to a woman of a different color than him?
Little sister.
Because maybe that's why it's offensive,
Pour
too.
some sugar on me.
Why is that? Why is that?
Diabetes,
Oh.
baby.
Yeah, the beatus.
Diabetes. So I really wanted to get into.
Wait, I want to hear more of these.
You wanna hear some more of those?
I want to figure out the tenuous connection to being offended.
Okay, hey Joe.
Well, murder. It's
Yeah,
triggering.
Yeah, people who are opposed to murdering their
like
spouse, I guess.
Yeah, domestic violence.
Domestic violence. That's what it is. Yeah. Stairway to Heaven.
Suicide.
No, the handicap.
Just
that
another.
They're not allowed in heaven, like the. Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah. Well, it's not the escalator.
It's
not
not
the elevator.
escalator.
How about any Def Leppard song?
Because of leopards are endangered.
Oh, just because of his arm
Tossing a bag of cats in the dryer.
or lack of arm.
Calling it music is highly offensive.
Okay, now if you want,
that's definitely satire, boys.
if you want to have a real conversation, one of my comedian friends, his name's escaping me right now, but he's he had a little rant on Facebook today, and what he was talking about is some of the people that are having serious problems now that the Michael Jackson documentaries come out.
Let me stop you there real quick. Next week, we're going to do a whole episode on the Michael Jackson.
Okay, well, I don't want to talk about that, but I'm just saying, like, they're having problems, like, listening to Michael Jackson's music now that they finally might be convinced. and then also, like, R. Kelly. I didn't even know. He wrote I Believe You Can Fly, or he sang that, right?
Yeah.
So now people are having trouble watching, what's that movie with
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of the reason why I brought up this. I wanted to bring up this particular topic, but I also do want to talk about that. Maybe we can talk about that right now. It's not really impeding on the topic I want to do.
Separating the artist from the music.
Separating the artist from the music. Now, I believe that Michael Jackson's completely innocent. After falling in through a rabbit hole, I'm going to do a whole report on it next week.
Next week.
I will,
So-
I will
Simpson
present.
was
That's fine.
still
Tease
a
it.
great running back. I know what he did, or I'm pretty fairly well convinced that he might have had something to do
If
with
it
those
didn't
murders.
fit, you couldn't have quit,
Well,
right?
but I wasn't in. Luckily, I wasn't one of the 12 jurors that had to
See,
struggle
we
with
can't
the
we can't
decision.
start we can't start
Had to sit there and
we can't start comparing OJ and Michael Jackson in this fashion because Michael Jackson was acquitted completely of all of his any of those.
But his works were O.J. Simpson was acquitted too. I don't know if you caught that.
In the criminal trial, he
Yeah.
was acquitted. In the
Both
civil
of them,
trial,
both of them paid civilly. I mean, Michael Jackson paid a ton of money to get people to stop saying what they were saying, right?
right, because he could afford it.
Because he could afford it, but he I'll sit here and say, man, I can't. I like it disgusts me, and I hate Michael Jackson.
You do believe that he
But
did that
when
stuff?
Billie Jean comes on, like
You
I can
dance
sit
and
here
you
and be
can't
like,
stop.
oh, I have trouble listening to it, but I don't. Yeah.
That's good, boys. Good. Well, shit, that's going to be a clip. We should definitely cut that for a clip later.
That was 100% exactly dead on to the recording.
I mean, I felt like I was in the
we
studio.
might
I
get
think
pulled.
we might-
Actually,
yeah.
we might
Are
get
we
pulled
gonna
for
get
copyright.
sued? Yeah.
Shit, we should have thought about
They're
this.
gonna pull it
Next time, don't be so on point.
We get pulled from YouTube.
So we can separate artists from the music.
Yeah, we're
Artists
gonna get
from
yanked from. Let's see what we can do to get like that. Well, maybe not.
just hashtag learn to code on Twitter. They'll take you off right away.
all right. So, do you think it's ridiculous for people to be responding like this?
Well, pulling his music and shit.
Yeah.
Without a fair trial. You know, I'm for due process 100%, and I think it's atrocious that these people are going to come out.
Wait, pulling their music? What do you mean, like
they're
radio
pulling
stations?
they're pulling his music from
That's
rotation.
a business decision. That's them saying like,
I mean, you got to do
we
it.
got our ear to the ground. Like, we don't want to be pumping this right now. It doesn't look good for our sponsors.
It does
the
make
sponsors,
sense.
like Tide, is going to be like,
Get 'em on that
please
mic."
do me a favor and don't play a Michael Jackson song before you run into one of our commercials. Just, you know.
Right. Or
For
don't
this-
use it
I didn't look at it that way. That makes a lot of sense.
When the radio
it's not
station is,
censorship, it's
you're
just
making a promo
business. Yeah.
at the
Pisses me
radio
off.
station, and it's like Billy's Car Wash. You're not going to use, Beat It as the da-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's like, come on down to Billy's Car Wash. No, you're not going to do
Yeah,
that. The
advertisers
customer's
don't
going,
want to be within, 1,000 miles of him right now.
so.
Yeah, but when you think
But
about all those allegations and then you look at the names of the songs, you're like, Beat It, Pretty Young Thing. Oh, man, we're in some
Yeah,
trouble
the
here.
PYT is one I think should have been probably ixnayed
But I want to love you.
about 93 or
Pretty
whenever.
young thing. You need some Michael Jackson. Right down your pants, and I'll take you there.
All right. Well,
yeah.
do I need to watch the documentary before next week?
You do.
Okay, so
Is
everybody
it
else,
a
great.
series, or is it just a one-off?
It's that Leaving Neverland.
Yeah, is it one-off, 2-hour thing? or
There's
is it-
it's going to
4 or
be a
5
couple
episodes?
different episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I remember his name, because it'll
Michael
come to me
Jackson.
later. No, my buddy that had that post, but I'm going to invite him to come and talk about it next week.
Great.
Is that all right?
Yeah, great.
Okay.
I don't fucking care.
Whatever his name is.
All right. So
Great plug. You're like, I got this friend. He's a comedian. You can.
He's very funny.
really good.
Yeah.
we'll
Can't
prove it.
remember his name.
Prove it. Speaking of which, you want to tell us a joke, Charlie? Got a new one?
A new one?
Yeah.
Shoot. Is it, we could say whatever, right?
Yeah.
I always forget.
Watch out. There's kids probably fucking watching.
Yeah. Well, fuck them, right?
Yeah. Whoa.
It's their fucking
Whoa.
problem.
This ain't
Well,
Michael Jackson
I
hour,
didn't-
dude.
I'm not
I
their
told you
fucking
he's
parents.
innocent.
I'm not here to.
What do you got?
Um,
You got a good one.
I kind of want to tell a classic at this point.
Okay.
But
Well, tell us a new one.
Shut up, everybody! Stop making me tell you a joke.
I'm not your monkey.
Okay, I will though. All right, this this guy goes in. He's getting a hotel, a roadside inn with his family. It's late at night. He gets to the room and he's leaving. He says to the lady, he's like, I got my family with me. Is it cool if you make sure all the pornography in my room is disabled?" And she's like, "It's just gonna be regular people, you sick fuck."
Wait,
Jimmy,
somewhere I got off
Can
the
you make
rails.
sure all the porn in my room is disabled? She says, no, it's just gonna
It's
be
not
regular
funny if you
people.
have to
sick fuck."
explain it to
No,
him.
it's not funny.
Yeah, it's not funny. Yeah, it's
I'm laughing though.
hilariously not funny.
Disabled porn. I mean, I've been there.
You've been to that hotel?
I don't know. Hey, so let's talk a little bit about Charlie Mason.
Yes.
Also known as Charlie Mason, and hails from where are you from? Puerto Rico.
100%.
100 Puerto Rico. No, you're.
I was born in one of the U.S. territories,
Okay.
Mexico?
You're not allowed to
the
mention
District
that.
of Columbia.
District.
D.C.,
Still
baby.
considered it. Yeah, see, good pull, right?
Yeah.
That was history.
We were just
That's
watching
historical.
Howard
Are you
Stern.
allowed to call it Chocolate City since you're from there?
Am I allowed? Yes.
What's Chocolate City?
I think. Yeah.
D.C.
It's called Chocolate City?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a huge center for chocolate distribution throughout
Yeah.
the globe. Most
Illegal
chocolate comes
chocolate.
from Europe, but most of it
Yeah.
goes at some point through D.C.
Yeah. Most of it's unsweetened,
Right, until it leaves D.C.
but it makes
It's
it gr-
sweetened on the outskirts in
If you-
Virginia, Delaware, and
If you've ever had hot chocolate made with unsweetened Mexican chocolate,
it's
which
likely.
often comes through Chocolate City, that it most likely came through there.
It did,
Yeah.
almost certainly.
It's a pipeline. So, but
But
you grew up there. You were born there,
I
and
was
then you were
born there.
quickly whisked off to foreign land,
yes,
and
Grew
you spoke Spanish as a natural language first. Your
Sorta
first
that.
language was Spanish.
no, yeah, sure. My first language was English. Second language was Spanish. I don't have a third language, so we're going to stick with the two.
Love? Have you loved?
I've loved, yeah,
Yeah.
and lost,
Yeah.
which is better, they say, than jail
Sometimes,
time.
hey, look, man.
You're not wrong, Walter.
As I was telling somebody the other day, man, sometimes you've got sriracha, and sometimes you got peanut butter. You like sriracha?
Yeah, I also
You like,
love peanut
you
butter.
love peanut butter. Yeah, but you put those two together,
I bet it's awesome. I've never been so tempted
it's
to
not
go
so
to
good. It's not so good.
See,
Swiss cheese
I
and
didn't
peanut
want
butter.
to. I didn't
want
want
to
tell
good.
you, Jimmy, but when you said that analogy the other day, I was like, "Fucking sriracha and peanut butter."
Yeah, you gotta
Like it makes you think about like that might actually really be
like
good.
a spicy
But
peanut butter.
You're trying to say that two things that are really good together or by themselves aren't going to be good together, but we're like,
Do
no,
you
that's
have
absolutely.
bread, siracha, and peanut butter in the house.
Make this happen.
There's literally no reason.
And actually, I
No.
can't take credit for that. That was
obvious.
have you had
obvious.
Swiss cheese and peanut butter?
No.
You haven't lived.
But Charlie,
Well, I'm here.
you studied at Harvard, and you got a prestigious degree, but you've left it all behind to
He joined
play,
the Barnum and Bailey Cert Clown
Left
College.
it all behind to
play music.
go to medical school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
metal.
What was the
and
other thing? What was it?
It was
music.
music,
Yeah.
And he actually wrote a beautiful song that I love that you wrote with Billy Broom. That's actually about our good buddy
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy here. We talked about that on our 50th episode when he first was on our podcast. Tell us about that song, man. How did you guys even get around talking? And explain the story first.
Oh yeah, this is great. Opportunity for me to tell the story.
Well, don't keep it long,
No,
okay?
I'll keep it long.
No, keep it short.
To make a long story longer.
Too late.
Basically, I used to be very good at growing things.
You're dope grower.
and
You dope.
and that came to an end.
Good.
It came to an end.
Sort of an inauspicious end, would you say? Like
yeah,
an abrupt, almost.
an abrupt end. And I was so good at keeping a secret, nobody in my circle of friends knew. So it was a surprise to everybody. Yeah, and but shortly afterwards.
Did you guys know each other in D.C.?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we missed that whole part.
Well, I used to have a show, 100 Proof Radio, and he used to have a band called Jeebus. And
Nice name.
after
Thanks. Yeah.
after our radio show, we would go to a bar called Fat Tuesdays in Fairfax, Virginia, and he had a weekly residency. Jeebus had a weekly residency there.
That's back when he didn't have a beard and he looked all weird.
Yeah, I did look really weird.
I watched the video the other. I'm like, oh, he needs to grow a beard.
Yeah.
Who, Charlie?
It's just like
I'm
me.
going to go back into CGI every video back till I was like 4. So like I'll
look
be like,
up Good Mystical Morning. Have you ever
oh
watched
my
that
God,
stuff before?
can you do that? Can you just go ahead and put beards on 100% of your old pictures?
I think so.
I can make
you
that
can do
happen.
it with Snapchat, so why can't you do it?
I realized I just asked a question that showed how completely.
Yeah.
I want to
out of
know
touch
Can-
I am.
how.
I don't have
you-
Snapchat. Like,
So
yeah, of course you can. Like,
And of course you can.
they can
yeah.
make dinosaurs.
Charlie, you
You're out.
look just like this guy from this podcast, Good Mystical Morning, and every time I look at it, I'm
Lucky
like, oh,
motherfucker.
he's a fucking handsome-looking devil. He's got that up there. Good Mystical Morning with Brett and can you turn it up a bit?
guy?
The one that looks like fucking
What was
Charlie.
the handsomer one, I imagine.
That guy's worked out.
He's got a widow's peak though.
No offense.
Starting tomorrow morning.
It's the eyes and the beard, you know,
He does have eyes and a beard.
that resemble yours.
I kind of usually I don't see it, but is there? Can I get an angle that I
We
can?
become masters.
No.
Usually I don't see it when people say that, but I actually kind of see it in this one.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
real
Thank
quick.
you. Thank you.
Do you watch this podcast often?
No. They do some fun stuff.
But when you do, you're thinking about Charlie the whole time. I just want to get.
I do think about Charlie. Charlie's a good man, and he's one of my best friends out here.
Yeah, it's good.
That's
to
right.
I'm one of those things.
Good. To think.
I met him long time ago. You know, when I was working at Abel's.
Yeah, I've known you guys collectively for like 20 years.
Yeah, so there's a lot of
That's
friendship in
retarded.
this fucking place right now.
Yeah, and this guy for roughly 14 minutes.
So,
I
anyways, back to the
Yeah.
the
Hard hat.
story here. Jimmy was
Almost 30.
Jimmy was a big drug dealer and maker.
Yeah.
And he had the story of getting busted, which you knew about, Charlie, and you wrote a song. This one's a big one. And
Yeah.
I wish you had your guitar. And here's Charlie playing.
We don't have a. Is there a recording of that song anywhere?
No, but I hope to be doing it with Billy very, very soon.
Yeah. You getting into the studio soon?
That's the plan.
What are you gonna do? You gonna do a full album? You gonna do an EP?
EP. Yeah, definitely EP. And I want to put more focus on.
What songs? Any songs that we know that are gonna go on it, or is it all a big surprise?
Well, now I feel pressure to make it a surprise.
I mean, like, what are some of your? Like,
you know what I mean? Like, is it gonna be?
it doesn't need to be a surprise.
No,
I mean,
it's-
but like, if you were to pick, like, there's how many songs go on in an EP? 7?
Probably like 6 or 7.
Six or 7. So if you had a hat and you had to pull out 3 names of
So definitely
songs,
Doggone Lonely.
okay.
That's a fucking tune right there. I'm so doggone lonely without dudes.
Yeah.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
That's
something like that.
exactly how it goes.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Let's do the last part. I'm so doggone lonely without
pitchy, but
Yeah.
Hey, man,
He was going low. I was going high.
you wrote it, dude.
I know. Yeah, I should have wrote it with that flat note. Ending.
I'm just doing it the way you do it, okay?
That was a
Excuse
dumb
me.
move.
But second song.
All right.
What do you got?
That whistling one, the broken chandeliers.
Right?
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, it's. Yeah. So it's comprised 100% of that, where it's just whistling,
Just like breathy whistles.
breathy whistling, like
Yeah.
sort of wet, like
Where you go down,
Chapped
down, ding,
lip.
doon, 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 something like that, right?
Yeah.
And you doon, down, down, ding, down, ding, ding. I mean, I don't know why. You got a website that we can send people to buy it now?
Yeah, do you have a
'Cause
SoundCloud or anything?
you know what I do, but
Look.
most of the things I have.
Don't get upset about
online,
it. Don't get upset about anything.
And don't try
no,
looking up his name.
They're all set up. They were all set up like
years ago.
with somebody else like helping me along.
Yeah.
And being like, and then I was
He's
like,
got
I'm
several
totally gonna get
YouTube-
on this. And
YouTube
I
ones.
didn't. Huh?
You got several YouTube videos up there.
Yeah, but they're
Get
all
the-
with my weird beardless face.
Yeah, let's put them on anyways. Let's listen to
Put the,
not Memphis,
Put the
Baltimore,
the one with
the rooftop.
the Frankenstein mask on.
You have, Frankenstein mask.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's on. It's not on YouTube. Actually, it's just on my Facebook.
So yeah, looking for his name is extremely difficult, and finding him is very much more difficult.
Is that him? That's
Oh,
not him.
That's not him.
No,
He doesn't have an actual thing.
Just do a search on YouTube for Charlie Mason. You want Memphis or Baltimore?
Dude, put Memphis. That's a great
Dude,
recording
dude,
with
Charlie Mason,
the
Memphis.
girls and Colin.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of the best ones.
Play
So
that one.
you have.
Let's listen to
Do we have
some-
your permission to play this song?
Sure.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
right.
matter. It's
Let's
on
listen,
YouTube.
you guys. Do 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 do.
And there you go. Oh,
Thank you for listening.
this is the long, this is the extended version.
with our buddy Colin,
Mm-hmm. And then you got the Cass.
Cass, Bree, and
I think it's just them two on this one.
I think
Oh, Quinn.
Quinn.
Yeah.
I took 85 to 40 West. Went up on top of Old Smoky and I cruised the rest. Pulled in town well after sundown. I think my GPS took me the long way around. Found my friend about 10:30. He said, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Charlie.
That's right.
The people here
I like
totally nice. Found a little bit of paradise when I was looking for a miracle. I found it in Memphis tonight. When I get back,
got a whole opera
there are a
behind you.
couple racks. Think I wanna cut half of my record it's on and do the other half over in sex. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. That's pretty much why I chose this song, because I was like, the background singing is so
we
awesome.
got to hear Bree do
Yeah,
it.
that
I
she
had
does a little solo. Yeah.
rendezvous at Central Show. Didn't get pops this time, but I'm gonna hit 'em one next time through. Went to Wild Bill's, where the cups stay filled.
That's right.
I saw an Australian girl sing the blues, and man, Miss Winnie killed. Found my friend again, he said, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Charlie! The people here, like totally nice. Found a little bit of paradise when I was looking for a miracle. I found it in Memphis tonight. When I get back, there are a couple racks. Think I wanna cut half of my record it's on and do the other half over in stacks.
Yeah. Here it comes. Ooh, get the chills from that.
Yeah. That ruins me.
Get them too. There's Cass.
Well, I took 85 to 40 West. Went up on top of Old Smoky and then I cruised the rest. Well, into town, well after sundown. Well, I think my GPS took me the long way around. Found my friend about 10:30. He said, come on, come
That's right.
Like totally nice. Found a little bit of paradise when I was looking for a miracle. I found it in Memphis tonight. When I get back, there are a couple racks.
Do a couple racks.
Think I wanna cut half of my record is on and do the other half over a stack, yeah. Do the other half over a stack, yeah. Do the other half over a stack, yeah.
Damn.
Thanks to the. It's a pretty receptive studio audience.
Yeah,
They never clap when I play a song.
they
Never.
they're cued with hand signals because they're deaf. So this was a really fun time. When I first moved here in 2010, you had been here for several months before me.
Yeah.
And then within a couple years, you'd made quite a great fan or friendship with a lot of the South Austin musicians. I'd say you were intertwined in that. And we've got the Horseshoe Lounge to thank too. I think that brought a lot of people together. Tell us about South Austin music and what it means to you.
Well, coming from where we were from, which was we were outside DC in a very, very like suburban area, like a detached kind of, and
Like Buda to DC.
yeah, but like Buda has cool little bars. Like we had them, but it was very what's the word, saccharine.
Yeah.
You know, tame, and not as receptive or welcoming for musicians or artists. You know what I mean? It's just it wasn't stifling by any means. We had a blast up there, but it was like a punch to the face coming down here and having people seriously appreciate music, and the pursuit of it, I guess, and like just dig on it, and like in a very kind of old, relaxed kind of way too, where it's not like everybody's not trying to get a piece of each other or I don't know. This is 10 years speaking, but my first instinct when I got here was just like it felt settled, and like I felt like relaxed. And
You
like,
came
okay,
out here to try to pursue music?
Actually, that was, I'd have to say, secondary. I mean, you know what I mean? Like my main reason was I just was tired of living where I was living. I was getting totally priced out, and I was looking at living out past like really the far burbs into the sticks, because that's what I could have afforded. And I was like, why? Moving sucks because you have to pack up your stuff and you have to unpack your stuff.
Right.
The drive in between is actually probably the nicest part. So I was like, I might as well make that drive count, And I knew somebody down here, and I had planned to come down to visit for a couple weeks, and I hit her up. I was like, why not? Just let me stay there until I can find my own place. And she was like, yeah.
Dude. And yeah. How long were you in here? Or out? I think you've been out here about as long as I've been out, because
I think
when Abel's on the Lake Star, that was pretty early on for you.
Yeah, I got here in April. I kicked around without a job, or just working little hauling stuff from Craigslist and doing whatever. Focus groups. I got a lot of those gift cards from
Focus groups, huh?
Yeah,
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, stupid stuff like. Well, I got my own. I got a whole funny story about that, but
well,
yeah, might as well, right?
Yeah.
Did you do media science? Are you the
I
one
don't
that
know.
turned me on to media science?
It could be. It was like 9 years ago, but
I still get their emails.
I did one where I went to test out 3D TVs, and at some point I got bored and ran out to smoke a cigarette. Like they were just had us waiting in this room, and I was like, oh, "Fuck this!" And I went out and had a cigarette. And I come back and go in, and they hand out have the glasses there waiting for you, and you put the glasses on and you watch the game. It was like they showed like a quarter of some Iowa or Idaho, football. College football, and I was sitting there the whole time. I was like, "Oh, this is terrible. They're years away from perfecting this. This is monstrously bad. Like it just looked all like what you expect bad 3D to look like. Like it made you nauseous, and it's just ugly, and just terrible." And they're like, "Wow, it sucks," because I was anticipating like getting my mind blown. And afterwards, they were asking they did like a sort of little
survey.
Yeah, well, they handed out a survey, and then they did like a vocal, so what'd you guys think? And guys were like, that was amazing. Like, I felt like I was in the stadium. I felt like there was this one, goal line cam where I thought I was the pylon. It was so realistic. I was scared. I wanted to jump out of the way. And this other guy's like, it's like, yeah, once you turn those glasses on, you can really like, and I was like, sorry, say again. So he's like, yeah, they.
Like they told us when
like they told us when your dumbass went out to smoke a
activates
cigarette.
the 3D.
Yeah. I'm like just
You're
kicking
just
it.
Sitting watching a 3D movie without 3D glasses.
And all I'm thinking is like, this is $50. Who cares? I kind of like took a nap. You know what I mean? And I was like, I wasn't that concerned about the future of 3D television to where I was going to raise my hand and be like, I'm sorry, I'm not getting it. You know what I mean? Like,
you guys
I
are
couldn't have cared
wasting
less.
your money on this stuff.
Yeah, you guys are so far off. This.
I'm not even technical, but I'm telling you that this is garbage.
I'm telling you. Yeah. So that was.
How did you guys?
What did you
guys-
spend that $50 on, by the way?
I mean,
Drinks.
likely.
Yeah.
Like.
Carton of cigarettes?
No, at that point, I was living almost exclusively off of the Popeyes and Church's Tuesday.
Oh,
Wednesday,
so you were getting
Thursday.
like a Visa gift card that you could use on anything? Okay,
Yeah.
How many
Or
cartons of
gas.
smokes have you ever bought? Like actual cartons of smokes, or has it always just been
At a
packs?
time?
I think I could count them on
Me too.
one
Yeah,
finger.
I think
on
I
one
could
finger.
say, I'd probably say fewer than 20 for sure in my life.
But it's weird now that I'm not a smoker. Like I can totally afford to have a carton, but it's like I'm spending as much as a carton in these e-cigarettes. It's like fuck. But I've never ever paid for a fucking carton of cigarettes before. My God! And every time I go there to buy juice, it's a fucking $50 charge to my account. And
How much juice
What
you
made
built
you?
it?
What made you think of cartons of cigarettes all of a sudden? Like no.
Because I said carton. Did you buy a carton with them?
a carton
Oh,
of
you
cigarettes.
did. Okay. I didn't catch that at all. I was like, Carlos went
There's
off.
some method of madness over here.
Yeah.
But how did you guys meet up again? Because you guys are obviously both here. You guys were friends back home in D.C.
We knew he was coming down.
Yeah. Well, his band Jeebus took a hiatus because Charlie beat up everybody in the band.
Is that right?
He beat them all up and slept with all of their
touch 'em.
wives.
Not cool, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking not
They weren't
cool.
even married, and he got into
How
it.
dare you talk
No.
to me like that?
Um,
you are tearing me apart, Lisa!
But Charlie went solo. And can I tell him what your alter ego was?
Yeah.
Okay. For a time, I was his booking agent, and we were booking him as Mr. Awesome.
Oh, I knew that though.
Yeah.
We knew that he's Mr. Awesome.
It's no secret.
It's
I
like
stand
Kevin
proudly
O'Leary.
behind it.
Kevin O'Leary is Mr. Wonderful, and he's
And
Mr. Awesome.
and he
Who's
was
Kevin O'Leary?
He's a shrewd investor, capital investor.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Venture
from
capitalist.
Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was booking him for a while, and then when his lease was coming up, he was like, "Man, what am I gonna do? I don't want to live out there where you live," because I was living.
Yeah,
out
he
there
was
in the
living out.
sticks.
Yeah, I was trying not to say that earlier, but I was looking at places like right down the street from you. I was like,
think
his
I was even-
neighborhood is full of.
Well, I was property managing for
Yeah.
my slumlord boss at the time, and so I was basically moving into a shitty house, refurbishing it, moving into another, and moving to another one, and then rent that out. I was kind of doing that, so I had some properties that I was like, well, I can put you in this shitty house, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna bite the bullet and move to Austin. So anyway, I knew him before then. I told
And
you.
he'd actually already been telling me for years to come down
to
here
Austin.
because he had a cousin that comes down here a lot. That
Mel.
yeah.
And I'd been told for
I wish
years.
God, I wish I'd thought. I wish I'd like listened to that in like 2002.
Right?
And just been like, fuck it.
And I'd been told since about then, or even before, like, you need to go to Austin. You need to go to Austin. I think they could see that we were like, what's the analogy for? It was like a sea of cranberries, but then one blueberry. And we were the blueberries. And that's what we are now here in Austin too. We're the blueberry in the middle of the stupid
couple of
cranberry
fucking
state.
blueberries running around finding.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm
so
a cranberry.
Are you?
Yeah.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I'm sweet
red.
and sour.
See,
Sour.
okay. Are cranberries the slightest bit sweet? Because honestly, even cranberry juice tastes like
It's
it
bitter
tastes like
almost.
It tastes
It's
like
really dry.
potpourri lemons. like that, or
It's a really cool way of describing it.
it sucks all the moisture out of your mouth. It's like, here, have a drink of something that's going to make you thirsty. And am I the only one that leaves like a little weird white phlegm residue situation happening in the back of my throat?
After eating cranberries,
Well, I don't think anybody's ever just popped a cranberry. Like it's usually
I've had dehydrated
super sour,
cranberries.
Super sour.
aggressively sour.
We've
and
got the number.
What
of
is
it.
the word for something that
what
sucks
is the
it
number?
out?
It's 830-875-0637. You
What?
ever popped a cranberry? You ever popped a cranberry?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
a phone. Please call us if you have
us.
any questions. If you guys know Charlie Mason out there, give us a call and request a song. He'll play it here live for
He'll
us.
play. Do we have a guitar that he could play?
Fucking
We've got
right. Are
plenty.
you joking
What is
me?
it?
Yeah,
I've got a guitar here.
Is that your
it's a Stanley.
old Yamaha?
Yeah, it's my Yami.
It's an Ibanez.
Matter of fact, it's like a 12-year-old. It's almost vintage, man.
Is it a Hondo? Bro?
I can't believe Yamaha. It's like if Ford made guitars.
Yeah.
Did they make guitars with
I was gonna I think I'm thinking back in like Sears made guitars.
Yeah, the Silvertones.
Yeah. Where's the Best Buy makes guitars?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, good for them.
Good for them.
Fucking good for
Well,
them.
they might turn a profit this year. Yeah.
All right.
I've been rooting for Best Buy.
We
to
really
make
don't
it.
have much time to talk about the main topic.
What is the main
Oh,
topic?
what is that?
The main
News?
topic was about a person called, it's from Ghetto Superstar. His name is something Knox, Jamal Knox, excuse me. He wrote a song called Fuck the Police because he got pulled over and he got harassed by some cops. And he wrote a song that the cops complained and said this was a call to violence. It went to court and the guy went to jail
awaiting
for
trial?
I don't know. I don't know all the specifics. I know that he went up to court with these guys because they said that his song is hate crime and it's like a sort of doxing because they say his name in the song. And the guy went to jail for 2 years. So now there's a bunch of rappers coming out saying we need going to the Supreme Court and arguing saying we need to exonerate this guy because it's not hate speech.
It's free speech.
It's political statement and it should be covered under the First Amendment.
Yeah, it should be.
Well, I think the right off the argument jumps out though, like from the perspective of if he used somebody's real name, and
Officer Jeffrey
gave
needs
their
to
like
get
badge
his head
number and
stomped.
shit like that. That is different because not even. Even saying somebody's name like that.
Hardhead, put up one of the more controversial lyrics, and do you need me to read it in a sexy voice?
That's exactly the plan, bro. So here, just go ahead and listen to these verses. Actually, so I've looked up all these lyrics, and I had to pull the first verse from the Supreme Court documents.
Yeah.
But the first verse, and it says it here, the first verse is for Officer Zeltner and all you Fed Force bitches, and Mr. Kelso can suck my dick for knocking my riches. That is excluded from all. I think they actually cut it from the actual song, but this was an original. So let's go ahead and have Mr. Jimmy read this very offensive song in a very sexy, sultry voice.
Okay. Don't touch me, motherfucker. Get out.
Sorry, Tommy.
If y'all want beef, we can beef. I got some tillery to shake the motherfucking streets. If y'all want beef, we can beef. I got some tillery to shake the motherfucking streets.
All right. We need to get to the where I believe he's saying some hateful stuff. Go ahead and start from there.
Okay, where is that?
Here, I'll start.
Make it bigger.
Where
it. Where
is it?
Right there. Can you read that?
Make it more cromulent.
Oh, okay. The fucking city can't stop me. Y'all need Jesus to bring me down. And he ain't fucking with you dirty devils. We making prank phone calls, and as soon as you bitches come, we busting heavy metal. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's, yes.
Did we get to the point where the line was crossed?
We're making fake police calls, and then we're going to shoot at you
as soon as you show up.
That's frowned upon, right?
Now,
well, what county are they in?
Still falls within. But this is crazy though. I mean, like he obviously has a bad a lawyer because this should fall under First Amendment. Even still, that.
So that was my question. even this is art. This, I mean, I can't
It's
play the
art.
song because I don't want to get flagged for copyright. But just the lyrics alone, it does sound like violence to me. And they do name the fucking characters right off the bat, which is very much bad.
Yeah, that's kind of the. I think that's
It was very
most likely
Trump of
the.
you. Very much bad. Good job.
It's bad.
It's very much bad.
We actually have Michael Cohen here to tell us how bad it is.
I have worked.
Oh, he's not going to do it?
No,
okay.
no.
Sorry.
Okay.
I thought he was going to go into Michael Cohen.
No.
Donald Trump.
Have worked for Donald Trump.
No, it's not good anymore. You need to listen to it first.
Gotta have a warm
Dude,
up.
last episode was so good with him playing Donald Trump and Michael Cohen. It was so good. Anyways, I believe in free speech in so many fucking fashions.
I'm gonna fuck up where you sleep. Meaning, he's even. Oh wait, what's this one? So now Costco gonna chase me through these streets, and I'ma jam this rusty knife all in his guts and chop his feet. Yeah,
Keep reading. It
gets worse. You taking money away from BS and all that shit away from me? Well, you're shift over at 3, and I'm gonna fuck up where you sleep.
Dude, he knows, he's like saying, I'm going to wait for you after work and I'm going to kill you.
Listen, I will tell you, this is what they do in Mexico. They don't even, the cartels, they don't even kidnap you anymore. They call you and they say, hey, listen, I saw you just left for work in your Mercedes and, you're going to work at your big high dollar, business office and such. And I saw that your wife left earlier in the Range Rover and had your daughter wearing a little green dress in the back seat and dropping her off at the school. If you don't give us $250,000 by noon, something terrible is going to happen.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you, that's how they kidnap now. They don't even kidnap. They just call and say that they know everything about you and where you're going and where your family is, and you freak out.
I want someone to do that to me.
Well, you don't
Bring it on, dude. Somebody fucking try to kill me. That'd be great.
No.
Yeah, whoa.
You just saw
that
their
was a
faces
turn.
light up. Read this last part here, and we need to move on. So we got idiot or idiom.
Is there an N-word in this one?
No.
Okay.
Just don't read the
all right,
N-words.
don't read the N-words.
I already have you on tape.
I ain't really a rapper, dog. But I can spit with the best. I ain't carry no 38, dog. I spit with the TEC. That's like 50 shots, N-word. That's enough to hit one cop on 50 blocks, N-word. I'm screaming, F the cops, N-word.
So I don't like that line. That's like 50
Which one?
shots, nigga. That's enough to hit one cop on 50 blocks, nigga. Oh my God, it's cop killing. Proper. I don't like to hear it, but you have a right to say this.
What if we were to put this side by side though to "Fuck the Police" by NWA?
It's probably just as bad, and I have no problem with that. It's just the line got crossed when he said the names. Like, I'm so for free speech. I'm not that pissed off about you saying that you're going to cut off this guy's feet. But the line got crossed when he said officer this and officer that.
Yeah.
And that's my bottom line on that one.
Okay.
So
We'll have to take it.
let's get ready, you guys. Enough with this. We don't have much time left. We have enough time to play the
game.
world's best fucking game. The
Oh,
game
man.
that Charlie, and maybe give me a little backstory on this. So we were hanging out at your old place. And I talked about how I like to correct people when they say, "Oh, it's a coincidence." And I go, "No, that's actually being ironic." Or when they say something's a
when they
coincidence
say
when it's
something's
ironic.
ironic, yeah.
And you're like, "Don't do that," because
How do
words
you feel
change
about
over time.
How do you
Yeah,
feel
they're
about
fluid.
literally? People misusing literally.
Right. It's the same idea, right?
Yeah.
And
Except people use that exactly the opposite of how. That's where I'm like, come on, like, but whatever. Yeah.
I'm literally having the best time, like that
Yeah,
guy in
yeah.
Parks and Rec. You're literally my best friend.
Yeah. I was literally bowled over.
I'm literally needing to take a shit. So, anyways, you gave me this idea that words, they change over time, and I thought about it was about idioms or something. We were
Talking about like chode.
No, stop
Okay.
it, stop.
We're not always talking about chodes, Jimmy.
I mean, not right now.
Yeah.
We'll
Get to chodes.
Let's turn off this TV because we're gonna do idiot or idiom. All right.
Turn off the TV
But
because we're doing
it gave me this idea. So we have our language is so very colorful with all these different sayings like what's a good idiom that you can think of off the top of your head? Like scot-free.
Like-
Someone getting off scot-free.
Right. Or,
as fat as a teapot.
oh, I heard a good one.
Long
the
in
other
the
day. Crying
tooth.
uncle. Somebody crying uncle.
Kissing cousins.
Cat sucking on straws.
Just these odd phrases. But I thought about it. Okay, where do these words come from? Because when we talked about words change over time, I go, okay, well, the words come from something, and it it got the ball
That's like
rolling.
origins of sayings and stuff.
Yeah, so I thought I came up with this game where we talk about idioms.
We got to work on this intro to this game.
Yeah, sorry, I'm off the cuff here.
Okay.
But this idiom game is very simple. We're gonna give you an idiom. We're gonna give you
What's it called?
what it means.
What's it called?
Take it easy.
Okay.
And then we're gonna give you an origin story, and it's up to us to determine whether this is true or
Oh,
false.
fantastic.
It's a really cool game. It's a 50-50 choice. It's
Idiom?
called Idiot or Idiom. Let's play Idiot.
Let's play.
Or Idiom.
Do you have an intro song already for this?
We've always had one. Idiot, idiom. That's right. Idiot, idiom. Idiot, idiom. We used to play this game
Have you
a
ever
lot.
played? Have you
No,
ever
I'm
played?
super stoked. Like, I'm beside myself.
You had a conversation once at the bar with him about this, and then
Now it's a thing.
it's a thing. It's been a thing.
No, like, origins of phrases might be my favorite thing. Like,
We're going to take it over. And now for the host of Idiot or Idiom, Brandon the Hard Hat Mitchell.
Welcome, 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 contestants.
All right.
I hope you are ready to play this episode of Idiot or Idiom. Number 1.
For the Golden Jazz Master.
Well, not quite yet.
wait, is it? So we're going in order, right? Are we going?
We've got 7 questions.
Do we have to buzz in?
No, it's going to be, we're going to go in turns.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's first?
Okay.
I will determine
Sorry,
that.
I'll just.
He'll
Yeah,
do-
I'll wait.
Charlie
I'll go
is
ahead and
so
duck
excited.
out. I'm like
You should be.
wagging my tail.
Let's go with
already.
Charlie
All
first
right,
here.
all right.
So hold up a second. So
contestant
let's
number
play
1.
Idiot or Idiom for the Golden Jazz Master. Number 1.
Spoiled rotten. This idiom comes from the idea of someone giving, like a grandchild, so much stuff that if it were fruit, it would be rotten before they even got to it.
So that's the meaning of it.
Is that origin story true or false?
That's the origin story. Okay, so Charlie, you go first.
I'm gonna say true. That sounds.
Locking in true?
Okay.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what do you say?
Oh. What was the origin story again?
This idiom comes from the idea that giving someone, like a grandchild, so much stuff that as if it were a fruit, it would become rotten before they even got to it.
Spoiled rotten. That's a good.
Like
one.
the kid's got so much stuff to work through that
Yeah.
you can't even. Yeah.
They would never get to it.
I call it apples. Got so many apples.
Yeah. I say the same. Yeah, I agree.
True.
I wrote it, so I'm excluded. So it's just you two. So what is the answer?
The answer is false.
False.
Do you have the original origin of
So
it?
where does it come from? Does it have any?
Meanings of the word are derived from an older sense of the word in English, which was to strip the armor and weapons of a slain enemy. From here, the word came to mean the item so removed, booty or plunder. Hence the word spoils, as in phrases such as the spoils of war.
They went too far.
Great.
No,
All right.
I see now. But like
They
that's
went
that
to
first
they,
question that
they
gives
went to
you
the actual origin.
Well, that's what I
Yeah.
mean.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Let's play Idiot or Idiom
So are we idiots?
Yeah.
for the Golden Jazz Master. Number 2.
Nut up,
Nut up.
or
Okay.
possibly man up.
So first of all, we gotta say nut up, and then what does it mean? What does nut up mean? Like be a man, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
when the time
Be a
comes
man.
to
You
you
gotta
gotta
man
buck
up.
up and
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so-
always up.
What's the origin?
Do what is necessary. This idiom comes from the idea that a squirrel has to literally nut up for the winner, thus doing what needs to be
That's
done.
great.
I'm gonna go with a hard F on that. Okay.
What?
Well,
That sounds so real.
The dead
Yeah, but
giveaway
the
is
fact that it's man up, nut up, and
yeah.
Yeah.
You got to nut up for the winner, you know.
yeah, nobody's. Yeah.
Listen, the dead giveaway is the fact that he's laughing so hard at his own joke. That's the dead giveaway. I know.
I gotta stop doing that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say that's
yeah,
also
you have
false.
to stop laughing.
I say it's false, and I'm gonna say
Thank you.
nut up is
Yeah, what is the
Yeah,
actual
let's see if we
origin?
can guess on the real.
I'm gonna say that it's like if you're a bike rider, you gotta like pick your nuts up so that they're not on the seat. You know, even if you've got one of those fancy like ergonomic like non erectile dysfunction seats, you gotta
Very nice.
nut 'em
I'm
up.
gonna say that originally comes from. It's probably derived from man up. So there's man up, then buck up, and then nut up,
Just got shorter over
and
time.
it's like.
It just got
Probably
more sexist.
from like some sort of boot camp training thing, like man up,
So you think
you're
it ever?
next. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
you are absolutely right on that one.
am I really?
But you guys all still went on that one there.
Wait, I was right on the whole origin of it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just
Right.
it's derived from man up. It's just another way of saying. Is that right? Sorry,
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Quizmaster.
That is it. That is it.
All right, let's
what
play let's play Idiom.
For what?
For the good of Junk Master! That's right.
That's right.
Chomping at the bit.
Ooh, chomping at the bit.
This idiom comes from the
Hold
sport
up a
of-
second. What does chomping at
What
the
it-
bit means? Like you're eager, right?
Yeah, you're almost over eager. Like
Over-eager.
you're
That's what it means.
kind of like
and it
pissing
come-
yourself with excitement.
So
Yeah,
pissing yourself. Okay, so
Say, and
what is
you
the
are,
origin?
and you're a horse, and
Yeah.
you're chewing on a bit that's in your mouth, and you're like, I want to go, but they're holding you back with the bridle. That's what chomping at the bit is.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That
This
sounds good.
idiom comes from the sport of kings, horse racing. A
Yeah.
bit is part of the apparatus that goes into the horse's mouth and connects it to the bridle,
Bridle.
bridle,
Sorry,
Bridle.
no,
and
not
reins
dick.
so the horse can be controlled and directed by the jockey on its back.
Yep.
True.
Is that all? What do you think, Charlie?
Oh
That
yeah.
True or
100%.
false?
Yeah.
He's saying true. Jimmy?
Yep.
True? I'll say the same. What do you think?
That's correct.
Ah, we're winners.
Everybody
We
wins.
knew something.
Yeah, and you,
Let's play Idiom.
you snuck in the. Oh wait, why?
For the golden jazz master. Yes.
I knew there'd be something.
Number
good.
4.
Busting chops.
Busting chops. Like, okay, like you're giving someone
Giving
a
them the
ribbon.
business.
Giving them the
You're
business.
joshing them a little bit.
Hey.
Yeah, you're razzing them.
Hey,
if you
man,
will.
come
Yeah.
on. I'm just jossing them.
Yeah,
Okay.
giving them a raspberry. You know what I'm saying? Just giving them the applesauce.
Just busting your chops.
Originally, busting chops, a boxing term for blows to the ribs, then applied metaphorically as a verbal assault.
Ooh. Jimmy, what do you think?
Well, where is a pork chop? Nobody really knows.
In my belly.
Yeah, with
In my
applesauce though.
belly.
It's only going down with some
I've
applesauce.
never ever eaten pork chops.
I'm
with
only eating
applesauce.
pork chop.
Neither have I, but I've heard about
They're
it my
so
whole
much
life.
better without. It's amazing. It was like God's
wait.
perfect gift as it is, and you're gonna throw fucking apples all
Yeah,
over it.
yeah.
Damn.
What are you gonna eat it with? Sauerkraut?
No, salt and pepper, like a goddamn American.
Expat.
Some fucking mashed
And this guy
potatoes.
was-
Seriously,
and this
some
guy was
stuffing,
born in a-
maybe stuffing and pork chops.
This
is
guy
really
was
good.
born
Pump
in a
the
foreign
brakes and
country,
stuff.
and he's like claiming to be. He's like, I eat
It's,
stovetop.
our
I'm
nation's
American.
capital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nation's
You
capital.
probably
Yeah.
can't. You probably don't even know what the
They speak
D in
English
District
in
of
these.
Columbia means.
I don't know what the D in District of
Well,
Columbia
then you
means.
need to say I'm as dumb as a
Is it
box of
district
rocks.
though?
Thank you for the
Yeah.
callback.
Is it maybe? I'll hang up and listen.
What is the question?
Yeah.
Chops.
Okay.
Busting chops.
Chops, I believe, are like around here in the rib area. So yeah, that would make sense. Like a boxer, I'm just busting your chops. Like I'm just busting your chops.
He
It's so
fucking busted my
so
chops for a second. there.
Man, it sounds. Yeah, fucking. Because you didn't bust my. You just tickled me. You literally did one of these. Yeah. That's not.
Nobody
Grab
likes
him by
that.
the chops.
Yeah, I'm
Nope.
just tickling you. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, hey. It's just
Hey.
one guy tickling another guy. It's,
I'm
it's not even like, yeah, it's just me
even
and my
weirder.
friends. We get together and we
It's
tickle each other. It's
Let
fucking
me see
cool.
the bottom of your feet.
Yeah. Hey, look, he's sleeping, guys. Let's tickle him.
look,
Hey,
I
what do you
bet
say
it-
we tickle him?
I bet it wouldn't even tickle if I put my finger in your butt.
Who's got a
so
shoppy?
ticklish.
Oh.
He's sleeping. Let's draw a dick on his face.
This guy's
No word.
really cool, man. He's hilarious. He plays music, he plays sports. He's really ticklish. He's funny. He's a good guy. I like him.
Laughs every time you tickle him. Sometimes pees a little bit. So, what is the definition?
So
of
wait.
hold up.
I want. So
So is it
you
true
say
or
yeah?
false?
You
It's
said
true.
yeah already. You
I
can't
say,
back
I
out
say
now.
true.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna say false just for the sake of the game.
gonna
But give
say-
me like 10 seconds to figure out, just trying to figure out an alternative.
Like-
yeah, I'm thinking it has something to see, but It's like that makes so much freaking sense. It's like I can't outthink it.
I think this is the question. You've only known Hard Hat for about an hour, right?
Yeah, but we're
So
pretty
hour
tight,
5.
I'd say.
Do you think?
I think
I'd say so.
we bonded
We're like
immensely.
soulmates. Like,
yeah.
you feel that
like,
too?
Not a lot of language, but the eye contact has been
Do you think
definitely.
staggering.
Do you
Like,
think
yeah.
he's the type of guy that's going to take a definition? Is he going to take a
He's
definition?
the kind of motherfucker. that
Yeah.
would
Is
take-
this the kind of
Is
motherfucker
this the
that's going to take a definition and just like change rib cage area? You know, like it was like, and then
no, but
punch-
chops on it. This is where the chops
I know.
are on a pig.
Well, but what if it's chops, like mutton chops on a facial hair? Like what
See,
if
but
it's like
because I've always
punch 'em in
I've
the-
always thought of chops
As
on a
mouth.
human as the mouth.
Me too.
But not because, and I'm thinking, is that only because of that saying? And I think it might be. You know what I mean? Like I can't think of another use of chops as a mouth other than I
Just-
always thought it was busting your chops. Like,
Right.
but I don't know why I assumed
chop-
that. So that's what I'm trying to think of. Like I'm trying to reverse engineer chops. And I can't. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say false.
He's
Just
gonna say
so
false,
there's a game.
So we have a true and a false. Go ahead and let's go with Jimmy's answer. He said true. Is it true?
Jimmy's answer, no.
But wait, give me a clue. Give me a hint on what it really is. Does it say it? Like on its real
think I
origin?
wrote
Are
down-
we ready for the
is
definition?
Charlie, what
Let's go
about
with-
Charlie's answer?
Well,
I
no,
said-
he's obviously right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
By saying that it's false. So I
Oh,
made it up.
good.
I made up the origin.
Yeah, okay.
great, that was really good, really well done.
Well, that's what I always thought. I
Real-
thought chops were the head, but you'll hear what the
What are the
defini-
re-
what
what's the real
origin
origin?
is.
Okay.
What's the origin?
Chops has meant jaw for about 500 years. Earliest quotation is in the Oxford Dictionary, dating back to 1505.
Wow, they didn't even have scurvy.
Wait a
back.
minute. So what was the origin that I came up with? God, I haven't. I haven't-
boxing in the
term for
ribs.
blows to the ribs.
oh, the ribs.
thought that was pretty smart
I mean,
because that's like where the chop. Isn't that where the chop? Or the
I
chop-
think
think
so.
that's
You know
what
it
Jimmy
was? I
broke
was
down.
thinking of refrigerator, like
look,
Rocky
yeah.
think
punching
of,
a.
when
Where's
you think
the
of
chop
lamb,
on a
when you
pig?
think of lamb chops, and then the way that it is, they normally are together and they've got all the bones. So those are like rib
no,
bones.
that's a rack of lamb.
Well, the rack of lamb is the fatty part
The
of
chop
the back.
is like this shape. It's like
It's like chops on
let's
here.
get. Do you have a pig we can cut open real quick?
Yeah, let me go get them.
Do we have internet?
All right, we gotta keep moving, hon. Let's keep
that
playing.
Might, that might work too. Or we could slaughter a pig.
Call us right now at 830-875-0637 if you know what a chop is.
You guys know that old song, 830-875-0637.
If you just got in a time machine and you're from 1505 and you know what a chop is, we don't want to hear from you. We're talking about pork chops.
We don't
We
wanna
would
hear
not
from
be able to
you.
understand your weird English anyway.
No people from the future. We just want real people. We're building walls around the past.
What about Melania? Gross. All right, let's play Idiot Iridium
Yes.
for the Golden
What is it?
Jazzmaster.
Jazzmaster.
It's a Fender Jazzmaster, but it's all golden. So if one of you guys are going to win this Golden Jazzmaster, we're going to have Kelly bring it out to us in her sequin dress
Sweet.
for whoever's
So
going to win this. We don't know
gorgeous.
who's ahead. What do we? This is
Can't
number
believe
5,
she's
number
waiting
6,
in the bathroom
This
this
is
whole time.
number 5.
number 5
For the win.
Here we go.
Is this for the win?
There's
No.
a couple more.
Hauling ass.
Hauling ass. Okay,
Hauling ass.
that's a good idiom.
Yeah.
To go really fast. To dash.
That means to get
to
go
get going.
work as fast as you can.
Right.
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
Boy, did y'all see that thing? It was hauling ass.
So what is?
I think that. Well, yeah. What is?
Wait, is that your definition?
That's not
No,
the definition.
That's
Okay.
just
What is-
using it in a different
So
sense.
are we supposed to tell you what we think it is?
Not yet. He's gonna say the origin.
Okay.
And then we determine if it's true or false.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
This literal term originates in the South. In the days before refrigeration, people kept ice boxes. An ice delivery guy would come down the street with his horse and wagon, and folks would call or yell their order down to him. 1 block, 2 block, 7 blocks. Sometimes the folks lived on the top floor of their building, necessitating a fast trip by the Iceman on a hot day, so they would get their full money's worth. Hence the term, I gotta haul ice. Ice just got shortened to ass, just like how ass and ask and axe. Kind of same logic there.
Can I ask you a question?
This is specious.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie, what do you think?
I say specious.
That is incorrect. No, what is that
False.
true? You're saying false? What? That sounds great.
I'd say false too.
It's too involved.
I-
Usually, like the simple definition is always the right definition, and the fact that when you're running, it kind of feels like you're pulling your ass, like you're going. Yeah, I think it's a phrase that is exactly what it sounds like it is. And
It's one of those literal terms.
yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes idioms are very
He's
disappointing.
hauling his
They're
ass.
I believe
either-
that this goes back to like the old mule teams, and they had donkeys that were really pulling on a wagon, or even like hauling ass to.
So it went
to
from like
get
a
the-
noun to a verb, like it's a hauling ass, and it got just dropped the up.
Well, there's no like.
Because that could work. Now that you're
No,
it's
now
pretty
you're
good,
saying
yeah.
that Holland has got to maybe go through a like.
Holland
no, I'm
egg.
saying
All
it's-
you guys keep mentioning
where did-
Holland, but
where
what
did-
about oats?
Yeah.
There's no mention of oats here.
Nobody
And I'm
knows
very
what you wanna
disappointed.
do. But be
Daryl
what
Hall.
you
Oh no. Daryl Hall, John Oates. Who's the other guy in Wham? George Michael and
Andrew Ridgeley.
you're the only
I
person.
know that.
He is the only.
The only person.
Yeah,
That's
I
dude,
thought there
wanna
were two
play-
other people in Wham. I thought
No.
Wham was a
No.
trio.
No, that's
Really? People are
ridiculous.
very, very confused about Wham.
I
yeah,
just
we
know
need
if
to-
it wasn't for George Michael, there would be no Wham.
Should we start an awareness campaign?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have
Like a
you
Wham
seen,
awareness?
Just like a picture of Wham. And
Well, I
it's
know
like,
where
have
one
you
of 'em
seen
is.
us? Yeah.
He got dead.
He's dead.
All right. So you guys are saying false on that one.
I'm saying false.
I'm
All right.
saying false because I think it's too simple. Yeah.
Too
We got
much.
two falses.
What do you
Well, this idiom does not have a clear origin. Sorry about that. Yeah.
It's okay. No.
You guys are right. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. That was for Carlos.
think? I always thought it was funny. I was trying
We
not to laugh.
win.
Hauling ass.
I mean,
I'm hauling
again,
ass.
that's a pretty creative, like, for just like
Calling us.
imagining out of nothing a
watching
possible
you.
origin. That's not terrible.
You know how hard this game is? Why we don't play it every day? We used to play this all the time, and we ran out of idioms. But the hardest part about this is writing an origin story. That's the
It's
hardest
kind, do you
part.
remember the game Balderdash?
Sort of.
It's
I
like
played
a
it,
sort of
yeah.
an early
I remember the
take
name.
on apples and it was similar in a way to apples to apples.
Oh, you're talking
Kind
the
of,
board
yeah.
game.
Like
Yeah.
you just had to make is like just nonsense shit.
Dude,
well,
I
yeah, but they were
remember-
real words, and
I
you had
remember-
to either know the definition or make up a reasonable sounding
Yeah, that's
definition.
what it
So
was.
this is similar to that, but this is
Oh.
deeper and better. I love
You
it.
got
Idiot
that.
or
You got
Boulder
that
Dash?
for Christmas one year, and you really
No.
wanted to play.
Balderdash was one of those where the name was so cool. And like when you're a
That you-
kid, we used to have it at like our after school program stuff, right? And we'd have like Chutes and Ladders.
Like when you first
Candyland.
said it, I thought it was an arcade game. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
which arcade game
and so
is that?
like you see it, you're like, I want to play that. But then when you're like 7, you pull it out of the box. You're like, this is awful. And then you finally try to play it once when you're 12, and you're like, it's kind of shitty, because it's
Gives you words that you have to try to either guess what the definition is
Right.
or make it up.
and try and get in like 4 preteens or teenagers sit down for for an hour and write stuff down.
Well,
and,
you know-
and you know what I mean.
you
Like,
know what, though?
Pontificate.
You are
Okay,
perfect time.
yeah.
It's time to talk about our new sponsor. Oh yeah, go to Playland and buy Balderdash. It's a new, it's a
gonna
new
blow
board
your-
game. It's a lot of fun for all ages, and yeah, it's available at Playland on South Lamar. You can go and buy it. I'm sorry, I
Ages
probably
6 to
should have
12.
done that promo earlier.
All right,
Yeah.
there's the promo.
Before I shit all over the game.
All right. Let's. We have one more.
We got two more.
Two more. Let's
more,
play.
two more.
Let's play.
I thought it was a very lovely story. And you tell it so well.
With such enthusiasm. Let's play idiot or idiom. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
It's okay.
For the Golden Jazz Master. Number 6.
I'm gonna play it left-handed.
Number 6. Here we go.
Bought the farm.
Ooh. What does that
Buying the
mean? Like
farm.
you died.
Yeah, to die, to pass,
yeah.
to move on,
Yeah.
to get involved in a
Okay.
very difficult situation.
It's a very difficult situation, Christopher.
Wait, buying the farm is dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very
It's
difficult
really
situation.
You buy the farm, and I
I
would
mean, it's
say,
like it's the opposite of a difficult situation, really.
It's a very difficult situation.
I would say that it comes from having an insurance policy.
All right, hold
Wait,
on.
let him
we
give
gotta have
us
the origin
yeah.
here. Okay, so what's the origin, Mr. Hard Hat?
Wait, I thought we were supposed to.
No, he
Oh.
says the origin. We
drunk?
say, yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck?
This is like the 7th round, and we're still.
We got one more round after this. Let's do this.
This idiom comes from the farmers whose buildings were hit by crashing fighter planes, would sue the government for damages, and those damages were often paid out enough to pay off their outstanding mortgages on the property. Since very few pilots would survive such a crash, the pilots were said to have bought the farm with his life?
Yeah, I call.
He's
No,
calling up.
he's
the
going
odds
false.
on that
Big
one.
ol', big ol' F.
Wait. So the farmer was getting hurt?
No,
by
the farmer gets paid. 'cause
property
his
damage.
property's damaged by the
Damaged.
jet.
Okay.
And then the
dead
fighter
guy,
dies,
the
and
pilot.
so he bought the farm with his life.
Okay.
Meaning he died.
All right. Okay.
Come on, Jimmy.
All right,
Come on, Jimmy.
okay.
Got one more after
I
this.
don't think
Top.
so. I don't think this. I don't think this is an English idiom.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an American idiom. I think it's somebody had an insurance policy and they died, and their insurance policy bought the farm.
Okay, that's not. But so you're saying that's a false? You guys are both saying it's false.
Nothing.
Well,
to
let
do
me. I
with
want to
fighter
get
pilot.
like I have a. It is military, and it's. I feel like I actually know this one where somebody. No.
No.
Or they died in service.
Yeah, exactly.
They died in service, and their
The
medical
military bought the farm.
Yeah, the military
Bought their land
bought
for
the
their
farm.
for their
Yeah.
family.
So somebody dying
No,
and an insurance policy buying the farm.
I think it's where the guy buys a farm before he goes off to war, and then he just doesn't come home. And
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, so it's saying like don't like if you're going off to war,
Don't buy the
don't
farm.
make any major purchases that are going to cripple your family
Interesting.
financially when
Yeah.
you're
Oh.
So like wait till you're out and home, and then put the money down on.
We
your feet.
live in Chicago. We're bankers, and that idiot bought a farm.
Yeah.
Chicago's mega country.
Doesn't he
don't you
And
know?
then went to
Likely
World
to
War
die
II.
in World War II.
All right, what's the origin? Or no, are they correct or incorrect by
They
saying
both
that it's
answered
false?
They are correct by both answering false.
Okay,
Really?
but what's the real?
Lexicographer Dave Wilton
Perfect.
concludes the farm is a slang reference to a burial pilot. By a plot.
Burial plot.
Oh, burial plot. By a plot appeared around the time of By the Farm,
Yeah.
which mean the same thing.
Yeah, you bought
But
yourself
it's a
fucking
particular
plot.
snippet of World War I slang that ties it all together.
Those damn World War I slangs.
But
Jesus,
dude,
murder.
so many of the great phrases come from
Yeah.
some
Times,
war,
yeah.
or either that or like the plague or some sort
Yeah.
of major hardship is when
Ring
people are
around
like
the
all of a
rosy,
sudden fucking
pocket full of
epically
posy.
poetic. That's
All
why
right,
the
all right.
Irish are like always like because it's just fucking miserable there all the time. It's like well, at
All
least
we
could
got-
just, like,
The cranberries.
we could pepper the language. a
All
little
we
bit,
got is
you know?
limericks and idioms.
All right, let's play this
Last one,
round.
last
and
one.
No potatoes.
No potatoes. How can you not have any potatoes?
We have a famine for potatoes. All right, last one, number
You
7.
die without your potatoes.
Hey, all this talking, guys,
Sorry.
really gets my goat.
Oh.
Gets my
Like really pisses
goat.
you off. It's
Yeah.
going to piss somebody off.
Predates grind my gears.
It does.
You know what chafes my left ball?
It rustles my jimmies is another one.
It really grinds my coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny because
Harshes my
do
buzz. I
coffee
like that. I've
stuff.
always like, man,
Harsh
you're
my
harshing my
buzz,
buzz, bro.
yeah.
My buzz.
All right. So what's the origin you got there?
The origin of this idiom appears to lie in the fact that a goat was considered a mascot in the racing stables. So that to lose your goat was one of the most dreadful things that could befall you. Don't want to lose your goat.
I'm gonna
Never
say
wanna
true.
lose
This
your goat.
sounds good. Yeah, because
All right.
it was like stealing a. If you got somebody's goat, yeah, you stole their fucking
You
mascot.
stole their mascot, you
Yeah,
stole their glory, you
like
stole
you stole their
thunder.
pride, and that's
Yeah.
why high schools still do that shit.
And that's why they lost because they didn't have their goat.
And it really gets
Right,
their goat.
yeah.
You man, you got our goat.
You got in our heads. Like that's what get your goat means to get in your head, basically.
I like it. I like it.
So you're saying it's
However,
true?
But it's a
No.
game, Jimmy.
No.
Sometimes you gotta.
No,
Uh-oh.
I don't.
Uh-oh.
I
Uh-oh.
mean, I like it.
Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy. What you got?
Love it.
Speed it up.
So I think this is basically a this is going back to like Crimea War or something like I don't even know what war was in like 1200. What war was in 1200?
The War of 1200.
I think it was
that's
the,
one.
the
The
Persian.
12-year war in
So,
200.
I
Yeah,
believe-
the Crimean 1200-year war.
With the
I
ancient
believe
Egyptians.
It
that-
actually just ended. It was
That was shortly after.
like yesterday. I think
Right.
it was.
Because I mean, what, 6,000 years ago, the Muslim faith was
No,
created.
6,000 years ago, the Earth was created.
Okay. Well,
Wait, 6,000? No.
so say you.
Islam is like 1,200 years old.
So they
1,400.
They
All right, come on, dude.
They
Come
don't
on.
eat. They don't eat
We're
pork.
over time here.
They eat goat, and I'm saying that some like
stole someone's food?
Israeli stole their goat,
Which was their food.
which was their food, and then that's
So
what
this
started
origin
this
story is
whole
Who
false.
thing.
no, who doesn't
This
eat
whole-
goat now?
Israelis.
Muslim Crimeans?
Muslim Crimeans do not eat.
That's
they
true.
Eat
That-
goat. They don't eat.
While
pig.
that's
They
true,
don't eat
and
pork.
everybody knows that,
I say false.
they also don't eat marshmallows.
All right.
Going false.
Let's go with Jimmy's answer. Is it true or is it false? Is he incorrect?
Jimmy is correct.
He is correct. Really?
So
He
what is it?
is.
No, he's not. He is. What? He's
It's
wrong
false.
by saying it's.
He said it was false.
He has said it
He
was
said it
false.
was false.
What?
Yes, it is false.
Okay.
My origin story.
So what does
is
"get
not
your goat"
correct.
mean?
Commonly repeated story which purports to explain the phrase's origin is that goats were placed with racehorses to keep them calm.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So
So
you
We
get
both-
got
your-
it.
we
You've
both
got it
said
marked false.
We both.
No. He's true. He said it's true, and
Yeah.
he said it's false because the answer is true.
Yeah.
So that's the actual answer.
So who got it
you've
right?
you've got marked
Charlie got it.
false here.
Yeah.
Okay, if
Charlie
Charlie
said
answered
true.
true,
Sweet.
then and if you're saying that it's true because the sheet I have here marks it as false.
Okay, what does the origin say? Because no,
No,
it's,
Jimmy
it's,
said it was false, I think. Yeah.
Yes, I've got
I
you
say
as
it's
true.
false.
Jimmy is false.
So what does it say there?
So I'm right.
No.
It says if somebody says false, then they're right.
Right.
No,
yeah.
That's what the sheet says.
Yeah, that's what he's
But
saying.
It sounds like the sheet says
The
that
sheet
I'm
is
right.
wrong, though, clearly.
The sheet
yeah,
is
I
wrong.
Because
thought-
he's reading the real
but the
definition right
sheet
now.
says.
Okay, read it to
The
us.
sheet's wrong.
Hold up.
Go to the soundboard.
What did you want?
I don't know.
All right, fuck it. So what's the origin story?
A commonly repeated phrase or story which purports to explain the phrase's origin is that goats were placed with racehorses to keep them calm.
Yeah, so if someone stole it, like it was like
They
their
got the
mascot,
goat.
you got their
Yeah.
goat.
The horse became
And the horse
unsettled
became-
and ran badly.
Yeah.
That's just the sort of
Poorly,
tale that the folk
poorly.
etymology,
Okay, so
blah,
that's
blah, blah.
probably
Thank
my
you, Jimmy.
that was probably
Okay.
my mistake. And
So
Charlie,
then, yes,
you're
if
right.
he said true, then
Yeah.
yes,
The
hang on.
spreadsheet's wrong.
I wrote it wrong, I guess.
For 5 years from now, let's
all right.
update that.
All right, so we went through it. Who's going to win? We've gone through 7 of these. I think I know who's going to win this because Jimmy is terrible at this game, just like I am at making this game. But who gets the Golden Jazz Master?
Charlie,
Charlie.
why don't you go ahead and stand up
Sweet.
and accept the Golden Jazz
thank
Master
you.
from the lovely Chantel.
Here she comes.
Chantel. Hey, Chantel.
You guys stand up.
It's actually right
I'm,
above you.
yeah, I
Right
know.
above you.
I'm taking my.
She's very tall.
You're on
She's very
camera.
tall.
You're on
It's so
camera. Watch out.
shiny,
You got a
dude.
short headphone.
I'm supposed to try and grab it.
Yeah,
Oh,
grab
you're
it.
s-
Yeah.
still-
No, you're holding it right now. You don't even know it. Yeah. You know, your hand's got to go lower. No. Get-
All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been another episode of Emergency Exit. If you guys like our content, please like us on.
Join the 40 Days of Tacos. Also, like us on YouTube. Like us. Hit the bell, motherfucker.
That's right.
Isn't that
If
what
you guys
it's
want to be
supposed
informed of our future episodes,
Hit
which
the ding,
always
ding,
happen on Mondays, but you guys, we sometimes change on different times.
I showed up an hour late today, and I don't know. I thought I was in a panic.
He was. He comes bursting through the door. He's like, "How dare you guys start the show without me?" Seriously.
And they were like, "No, we told you Charlie's not
Charlie's
coming
gonna
until
be here
7:30."
at 7:30. But thank you, Charlie, for joining us, man.
Yeah,
You-
this is a blast,
You're
man.
great, man.
We
We should
didn't.
have you
You
on
didn't
more.
play a song, but I wish that you had played
A song.
both of the
Oh.
songs that you wrote about me,
What was? Oh, the other one. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about that one. Yeah, I still got to relearn that one.
about
dude.
finding a dead lady in the
Yeah,
woods. Yeah,
that-
that's a great song.
Yeah.
That was the day, though. Can I tell
It's
you?
also called.
No, we don't
Big
have time.
One.
We don't have time.
Next
Okay,
time.
go ahead.
But I think you should get in on the podcasting with us
I think.
more
Yeah,
often.
I'd like to. Yeah,
I've been
it's
trying to get
fun.
you on this forever.
I know. I don't know why I
I think we should
resisted.
get you when talking when we talk politics a little bit because
Cool.
you're pretty
Yeah.
versed in that and you have a good opinion on stuff. So
He's
I think it'd be
born-
good in the future. So if you guys like Charlie, who cares if you don't like him? He's coming on either way. I like him. So if you guys like our content, go on iTunes, give us 5 stars. Tell your what is it? March? That's right,
Yeah,
March.
yeah.
It's March happens to be
South by Southwest,
Smarch.
baby.
No, March happens to be Tell a Friend About Emergency Exit podcast month.
Oh, yeah.
So tell
Tell
your
a
friends
friend.
about it. If you guys are elite, please send money to us so
Yeah.
we can grow this podcast.
Also, go check out Nine Banded Whiskey. If you know the folks, tell them that we drank it and we love it, and we had a great time hanging out with them.
And getting drunk with them.
I don't think we embarrassed ourselves.
You did.
Oh.
But that's okay. We had a good time. Thank you guys so much for joining us. For Brandon the Hard Hat Mitchell, for Charlie Mason, for Jimmy Orange Man Bad Preston, I'm Lo saying, that's right.